Can you smell it? That sharp, electric scent of dry earth, finally meeting the clouds. It's the perfume of a miracle. I've been watching the sky turn from a dusty haze to a heavy, bruised violet all afternoon, and my heart is beating in time with the first fat drops that just thudded on me. Most of the world is running for cover. I see the little sparrows and finches diving into the thickest hedges, shivering and tucking their heads away as if the sky is falling. But for those of us who feel the music in the thunder, this isn't a storm to hide from. It's an invitation to a grand, silver-misted ballroom, to play in the mud puddle and let the mud squelch in between my toes, spinning until I'm as soaked and shimmering as the leaves. While the shy birds stay silent, the real performers are waking up, and they're about to turn this downpour into a living, breathing union of feathers and song. The peacock is a living, exquisite model of royal blue and emerald green that turns the gray monsoon into a literal masterpiece. When the first fat raindrops hit the dust, he unfurls a massive, shimmering fan of 1,000 eyes that seem to blink with every shiver of his feathers. It is a heavy, rustling curtain of shimmering magic that screams for attention against the dark, stormy sky. He stumps his feet and shakes his feathers like petals in a shedding bloom, creating a rhythmic jingle that vibrates through the very air you breathe. Every single feather is a masterpiece of mosaic of fallen rainbows, glowing with a metallic sheen that only gets brighter when soaked by the rain. It is a breathtaking, arrogant, and purely magnificent display of nature's self-obsession. You cannot help but gasp as he turns in a slow, dramatic circle, showing off every inch of his velvet neck and his crown of delicate gold. It is the ultimate call in the rain, a visual shout that the king of the forest has arrived to claim the storm, a silver-tailed wizard that can literally turn the sound of the rain into a song. As the mist rolls through the damp ferns, he creates a shimmering canopy with his tail, flipping it over his head until he is hidden beneath a veil of delicate, lacy white feathers. He is performing a one-man orchestra mimicking the chime of bells, the whistle of the wind, and even the mechanical click of a camera with terrifying precision. Every step is a rhythmic pulse, a hopping, sliding groove that makes the forest floor feel like a vibrating drum. It is a hauntingly beautiful sight to see this creature disappear into its own plumage, dripping woods with a wall of sound. You will feel like you've stepped into a fairy tale when you hear him weave the melody of a dozen other birds into one wild, glorious blend. It is the most complex audio-visual performance in the entire animal kingdom, and it happens right there in the mud and the moss. The bird of paradise is an unearthly, mind-blowing miracle that looks like it flew straight out of an unreal fever dream. He clears a small patch of the rainforest floor with obsessive care, waiting for the perfect moment to transform his entire body into a glowing velvet black disc. Suddenly, he flings his feathers forward, and his head disappears replaced by a massive, electric blue strange face that pulses with every beat of his heart. He hops in a frantic, rhythmic circle, his feet clicking against the wood like a tiny dancer on a stage. It is a shape-shifting spectacle that defies everything you know about what a bird should look like. He is a tiny, vibrating jewel of the jungle, pouring every ounce of his soul into a dance that is as bizarre as it is beautiful. It is nature at its most creative, most colorful, and most brilliantly strange. The Grebe is a sleek, golden-eyed water walker that performs the most high-speed miracle you will ever witness on a lake. In a sudden stormy spray, a pair of these birds rise out of the water and literally run across the surface like they are on solid ground. Their feet move so fast they become a blur, slapping the water in a frantic, abrupt rhythm that sounds like a tiny engine. They arch their long, graceful necks and race side by side in a perfectly synchronized dash that lasts for dozens of yards. It is a breathtaking bird ballet that seems to break all the laws of science right before your eyes. You can see the sheer focus in their eyes as they sprint through the ripples, leaving a twin trail of white foam behind them when they finally dive back under, disappearing as quickly as they appeared. The lake feels suddenly quiet and empty. It is a fleeting, silver flash of pure, liquid adrenaline. The flamingo turns the vast, salty shallows into a sea of swaying pink silk that moves with the grace of 1,000 synchronized swimmers. When the rains arrive to fill the parched lakes, these birds begin their famous marching display, turning their heads from side to side in a sharp, rhythmic click. Thousands of them move as one single, blushing organism, their long legs treading the mud in a soft, squelching dance. It is a sea of coral, rose, and crimson that shifts and flows across the horizon like a living sunset. The sound of their collective honking and the splashing of their feet creates a tranquil, hypnotic atmosphere that fills the warm air. They are the ultimate group dancers, proving that there is massive, overwhelming beauty in numbers. To see a horizon filled with miles of pink birds dancing for the rain is an experience that feels truly out of this world. It is a serene, massive, and beautifully pink celebration of life. The Common Koel is the mysterious voice of the storm, a sleek, coal-black shadow with piercing ruby-red eyes that glow. Known as the rain bird, his arrival is the literal signal that the monsoon is about to break. He perches high in the dripping canopy, his long tail twitching with excitement as he belts out aloud, rising Koel, Koel, that cuts through the thickest humidity. He doesn't need a fancy tail to be beautiful. His elegance is in his intense form and the steep, haunting power of his song. He dances from branch to branch, restless and energized by the darkening clouds, as if he is personally calling the lightning down. Every note he sings feels like a promise of the coming downpour, a vocal bridge between the sun-exposed, dry earth and the sky. He is the soul of the summer rain, a dark vocal spirit that makes the entire forest feel alive with hope and excitement. The Sandhill Crane is a tall, elegant ghost that turns the marshland into a high-stakes ballroom. With every leap and spin, these birds don't just walk, they spring into the air with a grace, throwing their heads back to a prehistoric call that echoes for miles. In the misty rain, they move like smoke through tall watergrass. They toss sticks and tufts of grass into the sky. They bow low to the earth and then quickly raise upwards. Wings spread wide like giant sails catching the wind. It is a wild, joyful, and deeply ancient dance that feels like a celebration of the very earth itself. You can see pure energy in every synchronized flap of their powerful wings. They are the spirits of the wetlands, dancing with a fierce intensity that makes your heart race with every jump. To see 100 of them leaping together in the soft rain is a sight so serene, yet so powerful, it will leave you absolutely speechless. Whether it's through a solitary, shape-shifting dance or a massive, synchronized march, nature shows us that extraordinary beauty comes from embracing our unique quirks and giving our full heart to the performance.